Ah, are you ready for another unshakable conversation?
Yes.
I hope so, because today was a doozy. It was
Yeah.
a doozy. So at first, we didn't really even have like a topic that we wanted to address. Now, for those that don't know us, my name is Kenneth Thomas. This is my beautiful wife, Josilyne Thomas, and you can just call her Josie.
Yep.
And we've been doing the this podcast for quite some time. It's gone through massive changes over the last several years, and I think that that's the beauty about when you're creating something. It continues to evolve and grow
Yeah.
and things in that nature. And what we just want to bring you guys is a lot of truth. We're a married couple. We've been married for 8 years, going on 8 years this year. Amen to that, right?
Yes, yes.
We are Christ followers, you know what I'm saying? And if you are a non-believer, guess what? This is the place for you.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So we just I'm a personal development coach. So a lot of what I talk about is training people on how to get better daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, both personally and professionally, from HR managers to stay-at-home moms like my wife,
Amen.
right? You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, what we want to basically, just give y'all is honestly our story, our life, what we have been through the past couple of years, from we have 5 children. Our fourth child, Christian, has Down syndrome, for those that don't know us. So for all the special needs parents out there, we got y'all back.
And he's a cancer survivor.
And he's a cancer survivor. So amen to that. And so 5 children. I know we don't look that old, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all the good. That's that good living water.
Amen.
So today, and those that have been following the podcast and everything, and you've seen the transitions and things like that, yes, we're going to continue to have guests. But for the most part, we want to talk to y'all. We want to, learn about more of our audience and our community and build this, because we want this to be a platform where you guys can connect and understand where we're coming from, and we understand where you're coming from, and we could just have a conversation
And grow with us.
Amen. So I'm not like going to be too keen on, I need to have this topic and that topic. Today, we're just going to talk about the day, because it was a day.
Yeah.
Right. So, honey, I want you to go ahead and start off. Like, how was your day?
Well, it was rough in the morning
Yeah.
because I didn't get that much sleep,
Mm-hmm.
which has been my life lately, if I want to say, because our youngest child is a little bit over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still exclusively nursing, and he gets up a lot during the night.
Shout out to all the moms that keep nursing.
Yeah.
Amen.
And he just wants to nurse. And so I'm up a lot during the night. And it's really hard to even just get a good 6 to 8 hours like straight. And so in the mornings when I get up, I am either super exhausted or quite rested, which is really rare. But I did get a couple days last week where I felt a little bit more rested. But I feel exhausted today.
Yeah.
And when I'm exhausted, my body's just not right. And sometimes I'll have a headache and stuff like that. So that's how my day started.
Yeah.
And then it trickled into, you offering to get us breakfast, which was so kind of you. But,
I messed up on breakfast this morning.
He went to Tim Hortons and we're new to trying it.
What's wrong with Tim? Ain't nothing really wrong with Tim Hortons.
Nothing's wrong with Tim Horton. I think my issue this morning was that I wanted to try to get something a little more healthy, because I've been feeling a little chunky lately.
Yo, that has been my wife's thing.
I love that line, by the
She's
way.
been sitting there saying this for weeks. I feel a little chunky.
It's just something fun I love to say when I don't feel as slim.
Yeah.
It's just a funny line,
Yeah.
because I like to be, funny and fun. And so at least once or twice a day, I'm like, I'm feeling a little chunky.
Yeah.
So this morning I'm like, I'm feeling a little chunky. So just get me something healthy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And my healthy was
Not healthy.
horrible.
Not healthy. Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
healthy, and it wasn't that good either.
Yeah. My wife has a bunch of one-liners, right? And one of them is, I'm feeling a little chunky, right? Another,
this is only a season.
this is only a season, or I need to eat. I'm a nursing mom.
Yeah, I am a nursing mother.
So all right. With that being said, right, now let's get to the nitty gritty, because that plays a part into your overall mental throughout the day sometimes, right? And some days you can push through. Some days you
I
like,
can't. I don't even want to get out of bed.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like mothers out there, like let us know, how you feeling, because I know as a husband, for me, it's hard to see my wife like that. It's hard to see you just in a position where you feel like you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to continue to push forward.
This wasn't supposed to make us cry.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, I didn't mean to make you cry, babe, but as a husband, it is the one thing that I dread the most is hearing, I don't want to get out of bed, or I feel emotional, or these things, and I push so hard to like kind of make the day like as peaceful as possible for you, and at the same time, doing what I got to do for the family and everything as well too on my end. And it's like sometimes it's literally the hardest thing to watch, like my wife just not be able to push through when you're such a strong person.
I know that like for you, it's like I can't even imagine how hard it could be for you, because I feel like you got the weight of like trying to get up and do what a man / business owner does, and like provide for us daily, make sure that we have everything that we need, make sure that like the house is operating in order, make sure that I'm okay, because there are moments and times and days where I fall into a dark place sometimes.
Yeah.
Or if I'm not being careful, I can fall and fall and fall, where I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Like I wasn't being, I guess, vigilant enough or quick enough, where I'm like in this dark hole and it's really hard to climb out. So like as far as for you, you have the weight of like, finances and working, because it's not easy having your own business and trying to build something from scratch with no team, and feeling like you have to continue to start over and over, and feeling like you have like not that many connections, not that many like resources. It's like really hard, like literally building from scratch. And then to make sure that like I'm okay, or I'm getting a break, so that I'm not falling into that dark place, or whatever that is. And then just making sure you're having your time with God, making sure that I'm getting my time with God, making sure the boys are getting their naps at the appropriate times, and making sure that whoever else needs to be picked up and whatever. Like it's just a lot that people don't really, I guess, see or realize. Not that they're not going through their own thing and they're not having a crazy life or a crazy day. We all have it in our own ways, but I think people look at us and are like, wow, they have it so put together. Everything's like in order, and really behind the scenes, we're like, whoa.
Listen, even before we sat here and hit record, I'm like, I'm tussling, because one, let me keep it real with y'all. Since we've had a presence on social media, and so many people have reached out to us for, things that have, dealing with cancer and dealing with being a special needs family, and our faith and marriage and all these different things. And we know that we inspire a lot of people. So our mission is to continue to show up for y'all, right? But I'm going to be honest, it's the hardest thing to do.
Because sometimes we're like, who shows up for us?
Who shows up, right? You know what I'm saying? Though we know who does show up for us, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to those people that do show up for us. But even in this moment right now, right? Like we're a family that, one, we got screaming babies over top of our heads right now, right? Like real talk. Like I'm not sure if y'all can hear them, but we giving it, like we're like, here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to say. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be peaches and cream all the time.
And if we wait for everything to
Right.
be perfect, it won't get done.
It won't get done. So what do you have to do? You have to move forward. You got to get it done at the end of the day. There's a difference between, there's two types of leaders, right? There's a get it done leader, and then there's the more charismatic leader. And I've talked about this, plenty of times. For somebody out there, this is going to bless you. For the HR managers out there, this is going to bless you. For the stay-at-home mom, for the stay-at-home, for the working dad, or the stay-at-home dad, or the working mom, or whatever it is that y'all got going on in y'all family, this is for y'all. All leaders, this is for you. Pay attention, right? You got the get it done leader. You got the more charismatic leader. The charismatic leader, is more a people pleaser, trying to please everybody all at the same time, like no matter what, right? And then you got the more get it done leader that is like, is going down no matter what. Like I'm chopping it up. I'm cutthroat, like by any means necessary. But the reality is that we have to learn how to do both, right? The get it done leader was the one that learned how to do both. The charismatic leader said, you know what? I don't have that type of attitude. I don't have that type of mindset. I can't do both.
Yeah.
So moving forward, like we have to take that type of mentality into our household, into our our workspace and things of that nature, so that we're able to kind of like just be able to move forward and know that, hey, no matter what, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to press forward, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're back because, my God, the one thing, like, I don't know about any other parents out there, but I find it that we're training our boys, we're training, our kids to look after one another. And sometimes what you think is common sense is not common sense to them. Like, why is it that if you hear a screaming baby and we may be occupied doing something vastly important, that the teenager doesn't say, hey, let me just go ahead and pick this child up?
Well, to him, it's like if he was crying, screaming, he would pick him up. But he's just screaming, having a screaming match with Christian. Oh, they're just playing and screaming, so they're fine.
Yeah. So anyway, we had to pause for a second, everybody, because that's what happened. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But I think that oftentimes, like my wife is, she likes to say she's very OCD, right? Everything's got to be in order, right? And I'm like that in some ways too when it comes to my work. Like it has to be like this, right? But I don't know, like, how do we get over the fact that it's not going to be perfect all the time?
Well, I'm a perfectionist by nature. Like for me, I like everything in order. I like everything to be perfect. I like everything to be neat, organized, like all of that. That's just who I am. It's how I was raised. It's what I saw, like my mom trying to accomplish, my dad trying to, and so that was instilled in me. And although nothing or no one is ever perfect, I just have it in my mind that I want things to be right. And I have come a long way. Give me some credit.
Amen. I need to drop a bomb there.
I have come a long way where there is times where I'm like, you know what? Most importantly, it's the house to me. Yeah. If I see a mess in the house, in my mind, it's like a whirlwind going on. But lately, I have been trying to be like, it's okay. We have 5 kids. We have 2 little ones, very little ones. It's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. There's cars all over because of Christian. There's water bottles and recycle cans all over because that's just what Christian likes to play with.
Yeah.
He uses his water bottles, or he uses our water bottles and recycling.
Like a microphone.
Like a microphone, and he uses them as cars.
Yeah.
So he'll line them up and crash them, and they'll be driving behind each other. And I have to tell myself, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what he likes to do. He likes, where I'm like, before, I'm like, pick up this recycle, take it outside, like this,
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get to the point where I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be super, clean, squeaky clean, 24/7, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get better.
I think that's a valuable lesson that many mothers and women in general should learn. It's okay. And my wife has said this to me plenty of times. And husbands, fathers out there, men out there, listen, sometimes your woman just wants to hear you say it's going to be okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Sometimes they just need to hear that. They could be going off the hinges, going crazy or whatever the case may be. But sometimes they just really want you to sit there and say, yo, it's going to be all right. And even if they
don't believe
if they don't believe that it's going to be all right, just say it anyway. Just say it anyway. I know
it's not that you're lying, you're speaking it by faith.
Yes.
That's how I like to see it.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, sometimes it's like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot right here and I'm going to say it's going to be all right.
Well, because I feel like when I don't hear you say, babe, it's going to be okay. Everything's okay. Like, we got this. Like all the positive things. If I don't hear you say that, I'm falling deeper and deeper into the pit where when I hear you say and speak life and positivity, whether you believe it at the moment or not, sometimes you do. And sometimes you may not. Sometimes it's just to get me out that rut. I'm better. I'm like, okay, get yourself together. Give me a hug, give me a kiss. We're moving on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can get out of that rut. But if I don't hear you, I'm like, oh my God, he's not saying it.
Because sometimes I be in my own feelings. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be in my own feelings. I don't feel like saying it. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what, man, whatever.
And look, a lot of times I don't want people thinking that like in our life that like you're always a positive one and I'm always the, you know, sometimes
the roles are reversed.
Sometimes it's reversed. And that's what I love about our marriage and relationship so much is that where I feel when you lack, I pull through and give you. And where I lack, you pull through and give me. It's like we're never in the rut at the same time. We're never like, you know what I mean? So like if one of us is in the rut, the other one is not always like you pulling me out. It's like the other one is there to be like, nope, we're good. You know, I'm having a great day that day. You may not be having a great day that day, but I'm here to pull you out just like you pull me out those days, you know?
Absolutely. And I feel like, you know, I've never had that, you know what I'm saying, where I'm always used to pulling somebody else out. So when you pull me out, it does make me feel like a whole lot better, like somebody got my back, you know what I'm saying? And who better than, you know, my best friend, my wife, or whatever, to have my back to help me out that rut, because my vision and focus and where I know God is telling me to go, it's like, yo, I see it. I know it's there. I know what he told me. I'm not tripping. It's just taking a long time to get there.
It's like the last time our basement flooded just recently.
Oh my God.
And I had plans to go somewhere else. And then I'm like, I'm on the way back, you know, from the gym. I'm going to grab this and that. And then I'll be home. And I just heard that in your voice. And I'm like, never mind. I'm coming home, you know, and I came straight home.
I felt defeated.
And all I could do was just hug you and be like, babe, it's going to be okay. Like, we're going to get through this, you know, and just seeing you sitting on the steps in like tears, like this is happening again, this, that, and the third, you know, and I'm just like, made me really sad.
Cause y'all don't understand, yo. Look, we bought this house 7 years ago. And every year since we moved in, maybe a year after we moved in, since then, for like the last 6 years, I would say, our basement has had an issue every single year, right? So at least once or twice a year, it would flood due to the pipes and everything outside. So I went ahead and last summer we got the pipe fixed, right? So that cost like $5,500 for them to go ahead and dig up whatever they had to dig up and handle that. So we thinking we good. All right, cool. We haven't had a problem since then, right? Until it rained like God was about to flood the earth again. Like my goodness, like it was, and we had just got this basement done because we had another issue with the pipe, but it wasn't the main issue. It was something with the washer machine. And now that had to get fixed. Now that got fixed, and then the insurance, fortunately or whatever, went ahead and paid for a brand new basement, right?
It's like when it rains, it pours.
It pours. So then we get everything brand spanking new inside here. Awesome. This is going to be our new podcast space. This is where we're going to do everything.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, here comes the rain.
And it was the worst we've ever seen.
It was the worst storm ever, right? And I remember the sub pump wasn't plugged up, so all the water didn't get sucked down or whatever into the drain down there. I came downstairs and literally like it was at least an inch of water down here. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, why? And I felt simply defeated because I got up that day saying, all right, cool. I'm going to work. I'm going to do this. Bop, bop, bop.
Yes.
We're going to get this done. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be great. As soon as I come downstairs, everything changed. Now, here's where I want people
Made
to...
your little heart sad.
Absolutely, right? Here's what I want everybody to understand. You don't know when life is going to switch on you. You don't know when things are going to change. You don't know when things are going to
come from left field.
Come from left field, right field, center field. It doesn't matter. But if you stay diligent on the vision and know that, okay, I know where God told me to go. I know this is how, what I'm supposed to do. If you stay adamant on that, right, then it doesn't matter what type of storm it is. It's going to hit you. Now, I mean, you'll be able to overcome it. Here's what I want to say. There's a story in the Bible where there's these two men, and they both have the same type of tools, right, to build a house. And one builds their house on rock, the other one builds it on sand, right? The reality is God said the storm is coming to hit both houses. The question becomes is which house is going to stand? Which house is going to remain? Is it going to be the house on rock, or is it going to be the one on sand? And, fortunately, it was the one that was built on rock. Yeah, it was harder. Yeah, it took a little longer. Yeah, it was a little rough. But the fact is that it's firm on it's staying steady on a firm foundation no matter what the type of storm hits. Now, the other one that's built on sand, it was easier. It was easy to build. And guess what? That man had to keep rebuilding that house over and over and over again because the storm kept hitting it. Yeah. Right? What am I saying? The storm's going to hit all of us. But the fact is your foundation built on rock or is it built on sand?
Right.
Are you fragile or are you firm and steady? Do you rock steady at the end of the day? I've been saying that we have to start thinking like palm trees, right? Palm trees oftentimes take 5 to 15 years to actually mature. But once they mature, right, it doesn't matter what type of storm hitting that thing. That thing's going to bend, but it ain't going to break. For somebody out there, I don't know who this is for, but you gotta think of your life like a palm tree. The storm is going to come no matter what. Yeah. You can bend, but you ain't going to break as long as you have a firm foundation. Amen. So, but today I got up this morning and I took Caleb to school and was like, let me go ahead and get my wife some food, some breakfast, and get ready for the day. And it didn't work out too well. It didn't work out too well. So Tim Horton.
But the Starbucks was amazing.
So
my Starbucks drink was amazing.
That was the other thing. So I got the Starbucks drink right today, right? So I actually got it right last time, and they messed it up. So I got it right today, and I drove past the Starbucks on the way home, so I had to go to a different one, right? So my wife, I love her to death, right? She goes ahead and she calls me. She's like, why are you on 38?
Because I was tracking you.
She was tracking me, right? And she was like, why are you on 38? I said, because I passed the Starbucks and everything by accident. See, this is why, and start going off. And I was like, babe, calm down. No, don't, like, and then she hangs up on me, right? And then I'm like, hold up. Like, babe, like, just relax. Like, I made a mistake. I passed it. No, you was on the phone. I said, it wasn't that I was on the phone or whatever. It's just that I thought it was further down. I thought it was further down because that Starbucks actually is really in the cut. Like it's on the highway, but you can't really, it's no big Starbucks sign or whatever right there. So I thought it was a little further down. I didn't know I was that. No, I didn't know I was that close to it. So anyway, I said, babe, yo, just don't hang up on me. And then she goes back and she says, well, now you know how it feels like in big caps when you don't like something. And I'm just like, all right, babe, you got it. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to choose peace today. And I'm going to say, I love you. And I'm going to give you this. You're going to drink it and you're going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And then she ends up texting me back, thank you. I don't know. My wife, I don't know why you get so emotional sometimes.
I was upset this morning because I didn't get sleep. And I woke up to Christian wetting our bed, but Thankfully, we have a mattress protector.
Yeah.
And then it was like super early, and they don't ever get up that early. But like we know, when they feel that daddy's not in the bed, they want to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was super early in the morning, and I already was restless. And I'm like, all right, we're going to get a little bit more rest.
Yeah.
And then they want to get up, both of them, both the babies, want to get up and play and just ready to go on about their day. And I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Because I was tired. So I was frustrated.
And you took it out on me. But it's all good. I love you anyway.
And you didn't give me a back massage last night.
I'm built for this. I'll give you one tonight, though. So, she loves me, right? So, look.
I adore you.
Yes, she does. I want y'all to understand something, yo. Like, marriage is
a piece of work.
It's a piece of work. You're gonna have to go through the mud. You're gonna have to go through the rain. You're gonna have to go to sleet, the hail, the snow, everything, right? But it is worth it as long as you have the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like
and as long as you choose to say yes.
Yeah.
You have to choose to
choose
continue to say yes.
Yeah, you have to. Absolutely. I think that's what makes our marriage unshakable. You know what I'm saying? Because we are built on that firm foundation. I feel like, many marriages today are not built on that firm foundation, which is why you see so many people, the divorce rate so high. And just let me clarify something. Like, the divorce rate is not high because of finances, people. Like, get that out of here. Divorce rate is high because y'all don't know how to communicate. That's why the divorce rate is high. Divorce rate is high because people don't communicate. You can't sit there and say that it's about money because you got to actually talk about the money. The reason why the money is actually even an issue is because you're not talking about the finances. The second that you actually start talking about the money, then and start communicating on where things are going to go, then, you know what I'm saying?
Stop using the words mine.
Mine. Yeah. That's another thing.
This is my money.
Right.
That's your money.
Yeah.
It's our money.
If you are married, the definition of a marriage is to form a union. You know what I'm saying? Which means y'all are one. It's not like, okay, if anything that you marry, like I'm married to my job, or I'm married to this car, I'm married to this decision. When you use the word married, you are joining forces with that thing to become one. And so many people have an issue when it comes to, especially the finances, because of what society has pretty much put out into the world. Like, you got all these different TV shows and these celebs and this, that, and the third or whatever and your people are living vicariously through those different things because it looks glamorous or it looks like something that you actually want.
Yeah.
But the reality is that it takes work. And those same people that they got to put in the work too. Like, they're not exempt from being a human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the whole, this is mine and that's mine and this is my car, that's your car and this, that. No, it's our car. Because what happens if that car break down?
Yeah.
Which you not going to let me use the car, whatever, go to work? Like, no. Like, you got to change your verbiage. Change how you speak to one another. Use our money. Use our car. Use our house. These are our children,
that's
right? That's not my son. That's our son. That's not my daughter. That's our daughter, right? So in the second that we use mine, now we're causing division, we're causing separation, which is what we don't want, right? You didn't get divided, you got married, right? You didn't get pulled apart, you were called to multiply, right? So as soon as you join, listen, one could put 1,000 a flight, two could put 10,000 a flight. Yes. Understand that. Y'all could do so much more together than apart. So, and my wife was alluding to it earlier, like, I feel like sometimes I don't really have a team. Well, this is my team. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, that's what I got. And until the Lord brings in people that, and we do have other people, whatever, that help us in different aspects or whatever. So don't get offended if I'm not mentioning your name and saying, oh, yo, I helped you yesterday. Not, like, don't do that, right? But what I'm trying to say is that in order for the business to flourish and things like that, yeah, I need a solid team. I need solid people that know what they're doing. So I'm not doing every single thing because, listen, I'm one man, I'm one person. Yeah. My focus is just really to deliver the message. All the other stuff I can do and I know how to do because I can teach somebody how to do it. And that's what great leaders do at the end of the day. But the ultimate goal is to have that team around you or whatever that can help you grow it. You know what I'm saying? A lot faster, you know. So I know I went on a rabbit trail there, guys. But in terms of marriage and things of that nature, start using our and not mine.
Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. Anything last words? Anything for the women? Okay. Women, men, people that are going to be unshakable, want to be unshakable. Listen, make sure you guys go ahead and follow us at KennyClutch_ on Instagram. Follow Josilyne Thomas Official on Instagram, okay? And let me just say this one thing. My wife likes to take, a break from social media from time to time.
Yeah, don't get offended.
Don't get offended, y'all.
I didn't block you.
She didn't block you, okay? She just likes to just
I need a break sometimes.
She just needs a break, all right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Amen? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So next time you can't find her account or something like that, I know y'all going to be in my DMs and stuff. Don't get offended. She didn't block you, okay? She just took a break, okay? So that's all that is, all right? Listen, make sure y'all follow us on Unshakeable Conversations. All right. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And also, I don't have any merch on today, but click the link in our bio. Get some Unshakable merch, y'all. Go to the store. Go to the Unshakable store. Get some merch. It's going to help us, grow this ministry, grow this business, and grow the things that God has called us to. So go ahead and support and find something that you like. Go ahead in the store, and we will see y'all next time.
We love you guys.
We love y'all. Check y'all later. Peace.